I know this is a tiring topic, but I haven't addressed this fully. The topic of, getting flued out, this nonsense. But I'm going to let this guy talk. I'm going to let him give his opinion on if a woman, gets flued out, how a man should not feel entitled to that woman's body, which I obviously agree with. But I'm going to let him talk. And then I'm going to give you guys my piece and a warning for a lot of you men in the future.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all fellas about flying women out.
Fair use, by the way. Fair use.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. You cannot fly a woman out, and just because you flew a woman out, expect that she's gonna give you some just because you flew her somewhere. A lot of dudes are lazy, and they use flying out and vacations as a way to. They think they can just automatically skip the steps of a woman wanting to give you the vagina.
That's true.
Okay, you cannot do that. You can't just assume. Okay, you need to at least have had some previous conversations. Y'all should have been talking freaky, sending pictures to each other consensually. You know what I'm saying? Doing something where to make you feel that way. Okay, don't just think. A lot of dudes think, oh, I'm just gonna pay for the flight, and I know when she come out here, she gonna give me some because I paid for the flight. But you really just don't want to do the work of trying to, her wanting to give it to you. Don't be like that. That's lame.
That makes sense.
It's a thin line between love and creep.
That's creepy too. You can't just force yourself just because you bought a flight. That's weird. Listen, I'm straight.
This is very tiring, but yeah, obviously, obviously you can't. If you're flying a girl out, don't expect her to just drop the jaws just because you flew her out. Women will allow themselves to get flown out just for pictures and just to waste their time as a man. Like your time means nothing to a woman. They take that for granted. So even if she is, like he said, oh, you need to be, you got to be giving her freaky pictures, or she's got to be giving you freaky pictures, and she's got to say, it don't even matter if she says she's gonna drop the draws. It don't even matter. I'll tell you that from experience, not necessarily in flying a girl out, but in terms of a girl saying, oh yeah, we gonna get at it. Even if she says that, she can still what's the term? Renege. She can still renege on the deal, and at the end of the day, it's her, because if she says stop, or I don't want to do this no more, you got to pull back. No matter when that is. Now, with all that being said, with all that being said, I'm going to take the time and the opportunity to say this to the young men. You guys need to be careful. You have to be careful. I would recommend not flying girls out. Not in this day and age. I don't even think Uber, in terms of it used to be the safest option, even Uber, but in the future, this is what I think is gonna happen in the future. In the future, because I'm seeing the charges that they're putting on Diddy. A lot of these broads that are now accusing Diddy of they're joining, they're hopping on the gravy train. I know Diddy has a lot of victims in his arsenal in terms of in his path of destruction, but there's been a lot of women I'm seeing attaching their name to these trying to get they're trying to get money. A lot of the women that are now hopping on the Diddy lawsuit train, they're not victims. They were volunteers that actually got paid as well, but they're now trying to get more money. So as I'm seeing some of the bogus charges put on Diddy, even though I know he's a predator, in the future, if you flew a girl out, they're going to qualify that as sex trafficking. I'm telling you guys, if you even get, I even think if you gave a girl an Uber and you had a girl, if you paid for a girl's Uber and she went to your spot, they're going to call it sex trafficking. That's my prediction of the future, because the fall of Rome is imminent. When you look at the fall of Rome, one of the main conduits of that, or accelerators of the fall, were women and them falsely accusing men to get to the positions of power that they are. People wonder why are certain women in these positions? It's because they slept with certain people and they held that over them. That also qualifies as false accusation, even though they didn't necessarily falsely accuse anybody yet, but they slept with certain people and they held that against them. How many times in the past you've slept with a woman, in the bed, like she gave you some, and then now she's asking, even though you guys are not together or you're not going out, she's still asking you for stuff. But because you slept with her, you have to basically give her a pass. If she comes around your job or she's asking to borrow your car, you give her a pass. Because if you say no, she's going to use that against you. That's also part of it. In the future, guys, if you flew a girl out, they're going to say that's sex trafficking. That's my prediction, because you look at the statistics. They told you over 50% of women past the year 2030, right? That's when most of Gen Z are going to be over 30. Sorry, a lot of Gen Z are going to be over 30. Gen Alpha are going to be in their 20s, right? Once Gen Z hits that, all these women are going to be over 30, 40 years old, 35 years old, single and childless. They're going to have nothing to show for it. They're going to be suing men like crazy. And I'm talking about past the year 2030 and beyond. Oh man, guys, women during that time, they're going to be suing men. I'm telling you, it's gonna be so bad. I'm like, it's gonna be sugar daddies getting sued because I'm seeing what they're doing to Diddy. I'm paying attention. That's why I'm not even showing half of the stories because hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Let me show you guys something real quick. Let me see if I still see the headline. Hopefully I didn't miss it because I saw like one Diddy headline that I knew it was fake. I knew that woman was capping. Because I saw one Diddy headline. I was like, oh no, this is cap. This is cap. But because Diddy is a predator, he is guilty of being a predator to men and women, right? Now people are just piling on. And they're just trying to get it is not like they're not looking for justice, they're looking for money. Hold on for a second. Let's see if I can find that. Because it was a Diddy headline that I just saw in the shade room that I was like, oh hell no, this is fake. Right here. This is how I know this is fake. Watch this. When I saw this headline, it says Diddy faces new lawsuit. Woman alleges that she was drugged, repeatedly SA'd, and impregnated. What? What? Then you look at the information talking about she was repeatedly SA'd by Diddy over the course of 4 years. How do you get repeatedly SA'd by Diddy over 4 years? How is that possible? So you keep going back to Diddy and you repeatedly get what? Okay, right here. Then it says the woman says she was invited on an all-expensive paid trip during the initial meeting. She continued to see Diddy regularly between 2021 and 2022. Well, this is not great, but this is the danger of these stories. A terrible precedent can be set during these trials. This is why you'll see like people be like, why do you see some of these black dudes? Oh, they're defending R. Kelly or they're defending this or they're defending Diddy. And it's not that we're defending Diddy, it's because we were talking about how predatory these guys were before you guys hopped on the gravy train. So now, once these guys get in trouble, we see people hopping on the gravy train for more money. But the problem is, when you do that, lawyers get slick. They start saying, hey, so can we get money by attacking it on this angle? Now, if they're attacking it on, oh, he flew me out, all expenses paid trip to this and blah, blah, blah. This qualifies as sex trafficking. Now, a lawyer from buttfuck wherever can use that as the template to give somebody a sex trafficking charge. This is why I was telling, I'm like, R. Kelly, sex trafficking? What are we talking about? Yo, look, Diddy was a predator in this industry. People knew who he was, but people still continue to party with him. This is why, like, I don't understand how people can, like, I don't know. That's just me. Like, if I know you're a predator, I'm not gonna be nowhere near you, dog. Man or woman. I'm not gonna be nowhere near you. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But this is the danger. So now, because of this Diddy case and other cases, the R. Kelly case, you know, so forth and so on, a terrible precedent has been set. So I'm telling you, past the year 2030, if you flew girls out to wherever compound you was, or you flew the 304 out, paid all of her expenses, vacation, whatever, she's gonna talk about. I'm talking about in 10 years from now, she's gonna talk about, oh, I was a victim of sex trafficking, and depending on who you are, the judges or the people of the law, they might just roll with it, and you could be paying a heavy fine or doing heavy time. Either way, you're effed. So the guys flying girls out, guys Ubering girls out, you guys might be in trouble. Guys that are doing, you know, sugar daddy apps, you on Seeking. I hope y'all been using fake names, and I hope you haven't been bringing them broads to your house, because I'm telling you, those girls that are on Seeking, those young girls that are on these sugar apps, I'm telling you, past past the year 2030, they're going to have nothing to show for it. These women are not going to have no kids. They're not going to have no money. They're going to be suing all the men that they have slept with. I'm telling those girls that, especially those girls that are single and childless, most of them are not going to have no careers or not. They're going to be broke or homeless or close to homeless. They are going to be suing or extorting all the men that they have slept with in the past. That's what they're going to be doing, man. Any man of significance or of money that they have slept with in the past, not necessarily a Chad or Tyrone. What they're gonna look through the past, and they're gonna look at the people that they've slept with and see if they have a family, if they have anything of value that they can leverage for extortion. They're gonna target those men and say, "Hey, I see you have a family. It'll be a shame if you knew if I put a case on you, and if to avoid this, you got to pay me. You got to pay my rent for the next 2 years, dude. This is the future. Trust me." Because past the year 2030, they said over 50% of women are going to be single and childless. What do you think those bitches are going to be doing, bro? You think they're going to be productive members of society? No, they're going to be broke. They're going to be close to homeless. People are not hiring anymore. I don't know. People have been noticing people are not hiring no more. Men are not taking care of women anymore. Men are not picking up the tab no more. Eventually, the government's not going to want to pick up the tab. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to be suing all the men that they've slept with in the past. Basically, the men that have money or a family or anything of significance, fame, they're going to be suing those guys or extorting them. That's what they're going to be doing. That's what they're going to be doing, man. So you guys got to be careful. That's my take on this whole, being flued out nonsense. Paying all expenses, whatever. I showed you that Diddy story. Woman says she was invited on an all expenses paid trip. She's an escort. Now we got escorts now being able to get money off of their paid work, extra money off their paid work. What do you think is going to happen in the future? What do you think is going to happen in the future, man?